Hello everyone. This hour on Verbling, the next in my great short story series, we're working on Unit 20, Being Innovative. In this unit, as you know if you've been following this, we've presented language for talking about ideas and innovations before moving on to language for presenting new ideas, products, and services in a formal presentation. So, we finished up our talk yesterday about how to respond in a presentation, how to respond to people in a business situation, how to thank them for their time and respond to their questions and things like that. What we're going to do now is move on to the grammatical part, and then in the end, tomorrow, we're going to be working on a case study where you take your key expressions, vocabulary, and you put it into a formal presentation of your own. So we've got one more thing we need to do before we do that, and we'll be working on that today. So that's a bit about the class. Here's a bit about me. I'm John Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, hanging out in Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. By the way, here are 3 quick rules to help you participate. Don't forget to turn off, tune in, and open up, which means turn off your microphone when you're not speaking so we can keep the classroom quiet. Tune in to the new words when you are speaking so that I can correct you and give you feedback. And finally, open up to your classmates. Relax and have fun. We're all here to learn, and this is a safe and what was the word I was going to use? I lost my presentation. Uh-oh, where did it go? Safe and respectful place, that's it, to practice your English. Okay, on screen you can see we've got the presentation there, part 3. So we're going to be finishing up the last part of the presentation. You need the link. So if you hang on a second, I'll give you the link to this in the chat window, and you can open it up on your own. And let's say a quick hello to Saku, joining us right now. Hello, Saku.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
Where are you from, Saku?
I'm from Vietnam.
From Vietnam. Very nice to have you. So, Saku, if you give me just a second, I'm going to put the link that you can use if you want to download this presentation. You don't need to. I'm going to share my screen. Give me a second. It's going to take a second for me to open this, so I'll give it to you in just a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. It's opening now. Okay.
Hello. Hello.
And let's say hello to Hussam. Hello, Hussam. How are you?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine.
Very good. Where are you from, Hussam?
I'm from Morocco.
From Morocco. You should have been in my class last hour. We were reading a story about Morocco.
Oh, that's good.
We were reading a story by Jane Bowles about her encounter in Tangier.
Ah,
You know,
good.
where are you from in Morocco?
I'm from the capital of Morocco, Rabat.
From Rabat. I've never been to Rabat. I've only been to just Tangier and the area around it.
You are welcome.
So, yeah, you should come to that class. We're going to read a story by Paul Bowles next week as well.
And what we do now?
This is our business class, and what we're doing is, in this class, we're learning business skills. So we've been working on doing a presentation, a business presentation.
Oh, that's good. I'm studying business.
Very good. So you're in the right class.
Okay.
Let me say hello to some other people that I don't know. So,
okay.
First of all, Alan, it's nice to have you back for this class. Welcome, Alan.
Thank you.
And let's say hello to, we've got Pepe. Hello, Pepe. How are you? Hello, Pepe. Turn on your mic. We'll come back to Pepe. And we have, I can't see, M. De La Cruz.
Hello, teacher.
What's your name? What do I call you?
Mary.
Maria.
Yes.
Hi,
I prefer
Maria.
that you call me Maria.
Maria. Hi, Maria. How are you?
I am fine, and you?
Very good. Where are you from, Maria?
I am from Andalusia, Jaén,
Andalusia. Okay, very good.
in Spain.
And Pepe, where are you from?
Okay, okay, do you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I am from Naples, Napoli,
From
Italy.
Napoli. There you
Italy.
go. Very, very good. So everyone, I'm not sure if any of you were in the class yesterday, but yesterday we worked on how to do a formal business presentation, and I gave you some homework. So, but I don't think any of you were there. Maybe Alan, you were there. Were you in yesterday's class, Alan?
No, I wasn't.
Uh-oh, nobody was in the class yesterday. Okay. It's all right. Even if you weren't in the class, don't worry. These are conversation classes, so you can come and go as you like. But what I'm going to do here is, if you give me just a second, first of all, I'm going to put a link to the material so you have a copy of it. So if you hang on a second, in the chat window, you will see presentation with a link. If you want to download the PDF, you click on that link, you can open it or download it. Okay, and that's what we're going to use in this class. And I'll give you other links if we need them later on. So first, let's go to our presentation. This is part 3 about how to talk about innovation. In this class, can everyone just, I hear some noise, so I'm going to mute you. Whoops. What happened? I was trying to mute Maria, and I think I kicked her out by mistake. Or she left, I don't know. Okay, anyway. So our learning objectives, our goals were to talk about ideas and innovation, learn the vocabulary for that, to be able to present an idea or product or service in a formal presentation. You come up with an innovative idea and present it to the group. So we worked on that. Yesterday we worked on thanking and responding members of the audience after you do a presentation. And today, if you let me move forward a little bit, give me just a second and I'll hang on just a second. There we go. Today we're here. Language at work. We're going to be talking about present, past, and future ability. So when you have to present an innovative idea of your own, you have to be able to say what the company or person will be able to do as opposed to what they are able to do. We're going to work on the grammar of ability. When we have that skill down, when we're comfortable with it today, you can use it to present an idea of your own in tomorrow's class. Tomorrow we're going to work on the presentations again, but tomorrow it'll be your presentations, not one that I give you. So let's take a look at ability. You're going to do a little listening first. You're going to use your ears. It asks us to listen to Richard Lake talking about his new business idea to some potential investors and answer questions 1 to 4. So first you're going to listen for the general idea. Let's read the questions so that you know what you're listening for. Alan, can you read question number 1 for us?
Okay, what is botnet?
Okay, what do you think botnet is based on the word net? Does that sound familiar? What do you think it's going to be? What kind of product would you imagine?
Something about internet. I don't know.
Something about internet, right? Probably. You know what a boat is, right?
Yeah.
So
To surf in the internet.
maybe it has something to do with internets and boats.
Navigate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a way to navigate the internet, or maybe it's a way to get internet access on a boat. Maybe. We'll find out.
Yeah.
And Hussam, could you read question 2 for us? Hussam, are you there? I don't hear Hussam. Pepe, could you read question 2 for us?
Okay, I am here. What I have to do? Sorry.
Could you please read question number 2 so that we can see what we have to listen for?
Okay. listen again and make a note of the...
Wait, where are you? Look at the screen. Look at the screen, Pepe. Look at the
yes.
screen. Question number 2.
Question. I have to respond to have to
No,
this
just
question.
read it. No, just read it. Just read it. For now, just read it.
Listen again and make no.
Listen to me. I'll read it for you. Look at number 2. What is the current situation for boat owners who want to use the internet? So that question you will be able to answer after you do the listening, the one that we're going to do together. Okay? Is that clear?
Okay.
Okay. And who's at the end there? Saku, could you read question number 3 for us?
The cost. Number 3. What will BoatNet enable them to do in the future?
Okay. And the last question, maybe we could have Attilio, who just joined us right now. Hi, Attilio.
Hi, teacher, but I don't get to see the question in my computer. I'm sorry.
What do you see on the screen right now, Attilio? What do you see?
I am in the PPT, the presentation PPT, page how to talk about innovation.
Page 10, right?
Okay, page
10. And you just have to look on the screen because I'm sharing my screen with you, so you can see page 10 right now on the screen. Okay?
Okay.
So, Attilio, could you read question number 4 for us, please? Just read it. You don't have to answer. Good.
What protection does BoatNet have against competitors?
Competitors, right.
Competitors.
Very good. Okay, so what I want you to do now is I want you to use your ears, everyone. Just your ears. The first time you listen to this, you're going to use your ears. I also have a transcription. So the second time we can listen and read. But for the first time, just use your listening skills. See if you're able to answer all 4 questions by listening. What we're going to do is listen once for the general idea, and then listen again to look at the language of ability, the kinds of expressions that are used in the present and in the future to talk about ability. Okay? This is preparation for tomorrow's class where you're going to do a business preparation, a business presentation of your own. So, listen carefully. Richard Lake is talking about his new business. Richard says, so, to sum up, BoatNet is a specialist internet provider that provides wireless internet access at all major marinas in the country. From the start, I could see that there was definitely a market. Boat owners wanted to be able to access the internet to get information about weather and sea conditions, as well as sending and receiving email. In the past, they could do this on land, because the technology, they couldn't do this. Sorry, hold on, I made a little mistake here. In the past, they could only do this on land. They could only do it on land because the technology wasn't in place. At the moment, in most parts of the world, you still can't access the internet from your boat without the right technology. From now on, our subscribers will be able to access the internet from their boats and from the land for a basic monthly fee. We set up a very successful pilot program in 3 marinas last year, so we were able to test the system extensively, and we know it works. We've done a lot of research, and we can offer the service for just £25 a month. That's less than 40 euros. We'd like to be able to increase this in the future. Okay, and then he gets a question from the audience. A guy named Jason says, my name's Jason Black. It's an interesting idea. Have you been able to get any sort of protection for it? Richard responds, well, of course. We couldn't get a patent or anything like that because it's not new technology. But we have been able to get exclusive contracts in all the major marinas in the country. And how long are these contracts? 7 years. So other companies won't be able to compete with us for the next 7 years. Okay, that's the little presentation that Richard does. I want to ask you, class, based on what you heard, what is BoatNet? First of all, what is it? Can someone sum it up for me? Alan, you can? Very good. I see you raising your hand, Alan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I see you raising your hand there. So what is BoatNet, Alan? What is it?
Oh, teacher. I'm a little lost.
Well, what did you understand? What did you understand?
It's a system, yeah. To,
Did you what?
I guess if I'm not wrong, to use the internet in the marine area, something like that.
That's exactly right. It's a system to get Wi-Fi in the marina.
Yeah.
So you don't have to leave your boat to get Wi-Fi. That's it. So
Okay.
what are you worried about? That's exactly right. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. And what is the current situation for boat owners who want to use the internet? Did anyone get that detail? What's the current situation now without BoatNet? So actually, Pepe, that was the question you were reading. Did you get the answer to that? What do you think is the current situation, Pepe?
About the internet in this day,
Yeah.
or about the technology. I think that you are living a high-level technology.
No. But look at the question. Look at question number 2. What is the current situation for boat owners who want to use the internet? According to the presentation, what is the current situation right now? According to the presentation.
But in the slide number 5.
In slide number 10.
In slide number 10. Yes,
Yeah, number 10.
No. Slide number 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, present, past, and futures ability.
Question number 2.
Question number 2. Number 1. Listen to Richard. Sorry, I have some. But the question number 2 is on slide number.
Nope. Slide number 10. Slide number 10. Number 2 on slide number 10. Right in the middle of the page.
What is the current situation for both? Oh, no.
Yes. That is it.
Sorry, this is my first day at home because
No
I
problem.
Yes, I am on Verbling just today. Yes.
No problem. No problem. What did you understand from the presentation about that? What did you understand? What did you get the general idea of the current situation?
About internet, I think that we have a very useful technology to realize.
Wait, Pepe, we're not boat owners, though. We're not boat owners. We're asking only about boat owners. So look, if you're not sure.
Boat owner. Boat.
If you're not sure, you go to page 17 and you can see the transcript.
Boat owner.
Right. So if you're not sure, you can always cheat by going to slide number 17, because that's the transcript that I was reading, if you want to cheat. First, I want you to use your ears.
I don't know if it's possible to use internet on the boat. Apart the situation where the boat is near the beach, near the land.
Right, in the marina.
In marina, yes, because I think that the coverage of the Wi-Fi is not a full coverage. Apart the satellite link.
So not strong enough. Not strong
not
enough.
strong enough, yes.
Exactly. That's it.
If you
Pepe,
have a
let me
navigation...
cut you off for just a second, Pepe. Let me cut you off for a second. Let's ask the class if they picked up that detail. What is the
currently,
yeah.
In most of the world, people cannot access to the internet from their boats. That's current situation.
Exactly, because he says that. Well, anyway, here's part of it. Oh, I can't click on the text. So anyway, yeah, you can see it in the middle of the paragraph on the left side. At the moment, in most parts of the world, you still can't access the internet from your boat. So Yuki's right. Don't worry, you don't have to read this. I wanted you to see how much you could understand from listening. It's kind of like a little bit of a test, but that's the right answer. So let me go back to the questions now on page 10. What will BoatNet enable people to do in the future? What will it enable people to do in the future? Satu, what do you think about that question? What did you understand from the presentation, Satu?
I think BoatNet enable to
it will enable boat owners. We'll use the word. You have to enable somebody, so it'll enable them, or it will enable boat owners to do what?
To BoatNet enable boat owner to get information from
to get more than information. More than information to get
weather or
get internet.
Yes,
not just information, but the internet. Right now, they don't have internet, and they will have internet with BoatNet.
Yes.
Is that clear? Because if not,
I think now it will not, but in the future, BoatNet will enable to them to
have access. Yeah, to have access.
To have access to get information, for example, weather and sea condition.
Right, but not just information. The idea is they don't have access to internet, but they will be enabled to have access in the future. They will have access in the future with BoatNet. So to have internet access, that's the key, to have internet access. Okay? And remember, as you said, Saku, when we're talking about the future, we can say BoatNet will enable them. Will enable. That's what you said, and you're absolutely right. It will enable them. It will make it possible for them to have access. So that's the good word we can remember for talking about ability in the future. And what about number 4, class? What protection does BoatNet have against competitors? They mentioned something specific here. Did anyone catch it?
Through get exclusive contracts.
Exactly.
7 years.
7 years duration.
Exactly. So they have exclusivity for 7 years. They don't have a patent. Why don't they have a patent? Why don't they have a patent on their technology?
Because it's not a new technology.
Precisely. It's not new, but it is a new application of something that has been patented. So they can't get a patent, but they have exclusivity. Very, very good. Now what I want you to do is read these extracts from the presentation. So this is all taken directly from the presentation you just heard. And what I'd like you to do is tell me whether it refers to the present, the past, or the future. I want you to notice the construction that shows the time. For example, well, Yuki, why don't you take the first one for us? Let's do that as an example. Can you read A for us, Yuki?
I could see that there were definitely a market.
I could see. That's right. So you have to decide if that's talking more about the present, more about the past, or more about the future.
I think it's the future ability. 3.
It's a future ability. I could see. Okay. Well, let's put this. We got to be clear about this. It's not. Well, hang on. Wait. I agree that it does refer to the future. I agree about that. But let's be really clear. I could see is a conditional because it's could is a conditional word, right? You agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If we can identify the conditional, it'll make things a little more clear. Now, in your grammar books, it will say first conditional, second conditional, third conditional. In my classes, I agree, yeah, it's a second conditional. In my classes, I say real and unreal because it's easier to look at those two types of conditionals. And then later we can look at first, second, third. So first, this is an unreal conditional. It's not something that is actually happening now. It's unreal. Someone out there said this was second. Who said that?
So past ability, yeah. Yes, it.
So no, hang on a second. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Is it
present ability? Yeah, I can't see.
Exactly. So it's present ability, but let's identify the conditional. Is it first, second, or third conditional? Do you know?
Yes, I know.
Which is it? Which is it? First, second, or third conditional?
Third conditional.
Third conditional would be I could have seen.
Yes.
So it's not I could have seen. Try again.
Second.
Second is correct. It's the second conditional. Does anyone know the formula for the second conditional? Does anyone know the formula? What's the construction we use in a sentence?
Yes,
in the second? What is it?
Subject would plus infinitive verb.
So you've got would plus what? Infinitive, you said?
Infinitive.
Okay, that's one half of the sentence. You're right. That's one half. Would and the infinitive, like would be, would see. Okay, good. What about the other half of the sentence? What's the verb tense in the other half of the sentence? For example, if I won the lottery, I would buy a boat. So would buy is what you just said, Saku. Would buy. Would and infinitive. Fine. What about if I won the lottery? What verb tense is that?
Past tense is
exactly.
First clause.
Exactly. So the formula is if plus past plus would. If plus past plus would. That's the easiest way to remember the second conditional. Past and would together. When you see that, it means something we imagine in the past has a result that we imagine in the present. So it's presentability. So I know that it's got the past tense in it, but it's actually talking about the present, an imaginary or unreal present. Does that make sense, everyone, or is that totally confusing?
Yes, it makes sense.
Makes a little bit of sense? Okay, good. As long as you have to... Okay, so in number one, let me just see if what I say here in my things. This is A. You know what? My answers are a little... The book answers are very strange here. Number 2, hold on a second. 1, I can't even understand the answers. Anyway, the important thing is this. It's the second conditional. I could see there was definitely a market means that I had the ability in the present to see that there would be a market in the future. So it's really about the present ability to determine the future. The focus is on the present. So does it continue to the future? Yes, it does. But the focus is on the present. Okay, let's go through the others and see which you think the focus refers to. Okay? So, Alan, what about letter B? Sorry, could you read letter B for me?
Both owners want to be able to access the internet.
So, more about the present, more about the past, more about the future. What do you think?
Yes, the future ability.
They want to be able to in the future. Okay,
yeah.
I agree. Okay. Yeah. And notice that that's the present tense being used, right? So if we use the present tense in a conditional, it's called the first conditional, not the second. And the second part of the sentence is with will instead of would. So the first conditional is if plus present plus will. Normally it's with will. It could also be with can, it can be with shall, it can be with may. And in the second conditional, it's past plus would. So just to review, first conditional, present plus will. Second conditional, past plus would. Are there any variations? Yes, there are, but don't worry about those for today. They're not important for now. Okay, let's go to Attilio. Could you read C for us? Attilio, we cannot hear you. There we go. Attilio, you got to turn on your microphone.
Yes.
There you go. Very good. Could you read C for us?
You still can't access the internet from your boat.
Okay. Present, past, or future ability.
Present ability.
Exactly. Right now, you can't. So, is that the first or second conditional, Attilio?
First.
You're absolutely right. It's the first. How do you know that? I'll give you a trick. The modal verbs we use are in two categories. They have the same letter. Could would be second conditional. Can is first conditional, normally. So,
okay.
Think about them in pairs. Can and could, will and would, shall and should, may and might. If you think about them in pairs, it's easy to distinguish first conditional, can, shall, may, will, from second conditional, would, could, should, might. So you're absolutely right, Attilio. It's first conditional, present ability. All right. And so, Pepe, could you read D for us on slide 11?
Yes. Slide 11, present past and
letter
futures.
D. Letter D.
Our subscribers will be able to access to internet for a basic monthly free.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Past, present, or future ability. What do you think?
It's a features ability.
Absolutely.
Yes.
How do you know?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Yes, I think that it will be possible in the futures to realize these.
It's true. It's true. Which word tells you that it's the future? Which word tells you?
Which word?
Yeah.
Well, behavior. No, I don't have understood that. What means with word?
Which?
Which word?
Quale.
Yes, quale. Sì, no, I know. Quale, what means? For the features, will be
For the
able.
future. Yeah, so the key word.
The keyword will
exactly. Is it the first conditional or the second conditional, Pepe?
I don't know the first.
Help him out.
First.
Oh, he said the first. Yes, that's right. You're right. You're absolutely right. That's it.
First.
Because it's present plus will, first conditional.
Yes.
The first conditional is the real conditional, and the result is in the future. That's it. Very good.
Okay.
Yuki, what about E?
E, we were able to test the system extensively. Past ability, yeah.
Okay, so tell me why. What's the key word?
Exaggerally, no, sorry. Were is the past tense.
Yeah, of course. It's the past. So we were able to. It refers really to a period in the past. Were. I agree. Past ability. Okay? Does everyone get the basic idea? The real key here is to notice the language being used. Could see, be able to, or want to be able to, the present. can't access the present, will be able to access in the future, were able to test in the past, can offer, that's the first conditional, so it's the present. Would like to be able to increase this. We would like to be able to increase this. What do you think that is? Class?
Future.
You say it's the future. We would like to. It does refer to the future because it's a wish for the future. In fact,
aspetta, ma sto facendo una lezione, aspetta.
Huh?
Sorry, my daughter is in the
okay.
my room. Okay.
So that one is, it does seem to refer more to the future because it's our wish, it's our desire. We would like. Okay, I agree, yeah. What about H? Have you been able to get any sort of protection? Have you been able to get? What does that refer to? That one's a little bit different because it's the present perfect being used.
It's present.
It refers to the present. It does. You're right. Because it's true that the present perfect often talks about events in the past. It's true, but we're concerned with the result. So when you use the present perfect, the result is now.
Yeah.
The event might happen in the past, but the result is now. Okay. That was just to get you to notice the language. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want you to use, on the top it says use the extracts to complete the rules with these words and phrases. You've got the words and phrases there. Have been able to, can, could, and was, were able to, etc. You've got those same words, I could see, boat owners will be, same exact thing. But what I want you to do is try to generalize and make a rule out of it. And you've got 5 rules there at the bottom to help you. Right? So, who wants to give it a shot? Soku, you want to give it a shot? I see you raising your hand, Saku. I see you raising your hand. Am I right, Saku? Does everyone see Saku raising his hand?
Yes, I see. He's raising hands.
I thought.
Okay, Saku, I want you to read number 1 at the bottom of the page, okay? And I want you just to fill in the missing words to complete the rule based on the sentences that we read. Want to give it a try? I'll help you out if you need it, okay? So, Saku, take a look at slide 12. See it? Slide 12.
Okay. I see on screen.
Very good. So, Saku, I want you to read number 1, and I want you to fill in the missing words. The missing words are at the top of the screen, and we're going to finish our rule by filling in the missing words, okay?
Oh, okay.
Give it a try.
Isn't early.
I cannot hear you, Sako. I can't hear you.
Teacher, can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go. Okay, good. So could you please read number 1 for us at the bottom of page 12?
Yes, me right now.
Saku, can you read it? Okay, Saku, I can't hear you reading, so I'm going to have to call on someone else. I can't hear you. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, Saku, look on page 12.
Slow.
Okay, no problem, no problem. We'll come back to you in a moment, okay? Okay, so Attilio, could you read number 1 for us?
To talk about general or present ability, we use be able to, could or could is.
Could or
are able to.
Okay. To talk about general or present ability, we use. So the two things you have to repeat it. Sorry, one more time. The 2 things are.
Is are able to.
Because I'm having trouble hearing everyone for some reason. So
can or is able to.
Can or able to. Okay, got it. Very good. Give me just a second here. I'm on the wrong page in my own PDF. One moment here. Sorry. Give me just a second. Whoops. There we go. Can or able to. Okay. I agree with you. If that's what you said, Attilio, I agree completely. Can or able to. And Alan, could you read number 2 for us?
Okay. To talk about future ability, we use
ability. Let me hear the E. Ability.
Ability.
Good.
We use
blank after will,
yes.
might, and may.
Okay, blank after will, might, and may, and verbs like want to or would like to.
Okay.
Help me.
So look at the examples on the left. Just look at those examples to give you a clue about what the best word would be. So what's used after will and may and might? What's used afterwards?
Be able to.
Exactly. Be able to. That's it. That's it. So these are our first 2 rules about talking about ability, using can and is and or are able to, number 1, and be able to after will, may, and might. Okay? And Yuki, can you do number 3 for us?
We use blank to talk about past ability with a connection to the present.
With a connection to the present. That's the key, Yuki. With a connection to the present.
Past ability.
Yeah, but don't worry about that. Worry about the connection to the present. That's the key. What verb tense connects the past to the present?
Have been able to.
Exactly.
Yes.
Have been able to. That's it. So the key word is connecting to the present from the past. That's it. So has or have been able to is exactly right. All right. And what about you, Saku? Do you see where we are now on page 12? Saku, are you there now?
Okay.
Could you read number 4, please?
Okay. We're planning to talk about general ability. And
Number 4.
Here, see, it's
what do you think?
We use could.
Could is correct. We use could to talk about general ability in the past. That's it. Very good. And Pepe, can you do the last one on page 12, number 5, please?
Oh yes, to talk about specific situation in the past, if we mean tried or such as we use
Succeeded.
Wait,
Pepe, repeat. Succeeded.
Succeeded.
Wait. Did. Repeat. Did.
Tried and succeeded.
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 Good.
Succeeded. We use were able to, weren't able to.
Good.
I don't know.
That's right. Was and were able to.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
But Pepe, if the sentence
is negative, we can use weren't, wasn't, and weren't able to.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And class, is there anything else we could use besides was and were able to? Is there anything else we could use, class?
Could.
Could or couldn't. Exactly. These 5 rules are to help guide you when you're talking about ability, specifically when to use the expression able to and when not to, or when you must use it or when you have a choice. So keep these 5 rules in mind because they'll be very helpful for the future. Now what I want you to do is look at these pictures. Look at these rapidly changing technologies and talk about the past, present, and future ability using them. Let me give you an example. You can read along on screen as well. Listen to the example. In the past, I don't want to read. I want you to read. Okay?
Yes.
So, Attilio, can you read the example for us?
Okay.
In your best speaking voice, Attilio.
Okay.
On page 13, under the pictures.
13. Example. In the past, I wasn't able to use my mobile phone for taking photos. I could only text or make calls. With my current phone, I can take photos and video clips, play games, and download music files. In the future, I'd like to be able to use my phone for international video conferencing as well.
Fantastic. Very good. Attilio, I want you to give me your opinion about the past, present, future ability about another type of technology.
Okay.
So you only need to say 3 sentences. One about the past, one about the present, one about the future. Which technology would you like to talk about?
Mobile phone.
Also mobile phones? Okay. If you want.
Okay.
So you're talking now from your experience. Okay, these are your opinions. What were or were you able, or what were or were you not able to do in the past that you can do now? Attilio.
Nowadays, with the mobile phone, we be able to talk.
We are able to.
We are able to talk through many places.
Okay, very good. So now we're able to talk in many places because there's more access to the network.
That's right.
Good, good. And what about the future?
I believe in the next years.
In the coming years, repeat, in the coming years.
In the coming years,
good.
We will be able to talk from different areas.
Okay, such as?
Such as in a sea, into a boat.
Ah, okay, such as out at sea, on a boat, out at sea. Very good. Okay, I like it. Sounds good. And Alan, I want you to talk about a different technology, not about mobile phones, but something else that you have experience with.
Okay, I'll talk about video gaming.
Sounds good.
In the past, I wasn't able to play online with my friends.
That's true.
Now,
instead of saying now, you could say these days, or nowadays, or present. Yeah.
Okay, these days I can play online with everyone around the world and meet new people playing online.
Perfect. What do you think is going to happen in the future?
I think in the future people are going to be able to feel more inside the game than now.
Feel more inside the game. What do you feel or feel? Sorry.
Feel like I don't know, the graphics, the technology will enable you to feel more inside the game, like you were there.
Feel like sentir.
Yes, yes.
Ah, okay. So it'll be what? It'll be more realistic? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Ah,
what I'm trying to say.
I understand. So in the future, we will actually feel more a part of the game. It'll be maybe more realistic.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. Yuki, I'd like you to talk about something other than mobile phones and games.
Maybe I'll talk about online language class. Yeah.
Sounds like a good topic.
In the past, I wasn't able to practice English without meeting a native person. I could only I could only talk with foreigners in the classes. I could only talk with
non-natives.
Non-natives. I could only yes, I could only talk with non-native, or I could only go to the class and meet and talk with a native person in person.
Right.
I can with my but with bubbling system, I can join the class anytime, any place, via online, via internet, via internet, and can practice. I can practice my English with our excellent teacher, John.
John, who's that?
I don't know.
I'm sure there's an excellent teacher called John somewhere. I don't know if it's me. It's true, though. You absolutely have this chance to speak with native speakers, and that does make it really interesting, because a lot of times, you know, there's nothing wrong with non-native teachers, but the problem is that if you're in a practice room without someone who knows a bit about pedagogy and without someone who knows the intricacies of the language, you get practice, but you don't get feedback, and Verbling gives you feedback. So I agree with you. I think it's a really good innovation.
Now I can get the feedback from native teacher via internet using bubbling system. In the future,
what about the future? Yeah. What about the future?
In the future, I'd like to maybe be able to teach Japanese in online classes. I don't know.
Well, if you do, I'll be the first to sign up.
Thank you for hearing that. I'm very glad to hearing that.
And Pepe, what about you? I'd like you to give your opinion about something other than mobile phones. What's the technology?
This example. In the past, I wasn't able to have a cost-free internet phone call.
Ah, okay, good idea.
I can only use my phone at home, spending money.
Right.
With
good
Skype
point.
Today, using Skype, I can have video conf cost-free.
Absolutely.
In the features, I'd like to be able to use my tablet to realize international video conf.
To have, not realize, to have.
Ah, yes, to have international, to have.
That's it.
Okay, this is an example about the past, present, and the features.
And it's a good point.
The technology.
Do you know that VoIP, Voice over Internet IP, Voice over Internet Protocol,
yes.
That has been around since the 90s and probably even before. I remember when I first came to Europe, I used to use this thing called NetMeeting, which was part of Microsoft, and I was absolutely amazed because Skype had not been invented yet, right? Yes. There was no Skype, but Microsoft had a free. I never really understood how it worked but basically inside of Office you had this thing called NetMeeting, and you could actually plug in your headphones and make a Skype call, but nobody used it. Absolutely no one knew about it, no one used it. And then Skype came along and suddenly everyone used it. And so that's a really good point. I never from 2004 on, I could never understand why anyone even had a phone. I couldn't see any reason for it.
So many thanks for the keywords. Voice on IP is the keywords about my example.
Yes, VoIP. We call it VoIP. Yeah, Voice over IP. That's very good. Okay, and Pepe, could you read the little tip at the bottom of your screen as well about Manage To? Could you read that for us?
managed to can also be used when talking about the specific action in the past, especially when we succeed in doing something difficult after trying hard. I managed to pass my driving test at my 50th attempt.
There you go, after my 5th attempt. Could you use managed to in the context of VoIP calling, Pepe? Could you think of a sentence where you would say managed to in this context?
Yes.
Can you think of an example?
I managed to pass my driving test. Managed to use the one talking about the specific action in the past, especially.
So maybe with VoIP.
Yes.
What could or couldn't we manage to do? What did or didn't we manage to do?
I managed to have a voice on IP connection.
Just say VoIP. It's easier. VoIP.
Yeah. VoIP. After a lot of tentative in the past. I don't know.
A lot of tries.
A lot of tries. Yes, correct.
That's it. Okay, very good. So the struggle was the tries, because we have to say managed to after a kind of a struggle. So after a lot of attempts, after a lot of tries, I managed to finally get a VoIP connection. Okay, yes. Very good, very good. And Attilio, could you use managed to in the context that you mentioned about, what was it, about mobiles, right?
Okay. I managed to get a new job. Yes. I managed to get a new job from the next opportunity.
Because of your mobile connection. Is that it?
Yes, yes.
Maybe that's it. You were talking about mobile phones, if I remember right. And Alan, what about with video games? Remember, managed to has to be used after a struggle or a period of effort. Can you think of how you use managed to in the context of video games, like you were talking about?
Okay, I will try. I managed my money to buy my Xbox.
I managed to save money to buy an Xbox?
Okay. I managed my money in order to buy my Xbox.
Good, but you have to say managed to, because that's the expression in English. So I managed to
to save my money. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
That's it. Yeah. So I managed to save my money to be able to get the latest Xbox. Very good.
Okay.
And Yuki, think about managed to in the context of voice lessons or video lessons online. Can you think of something? When we think about learning to speak a language, there's a lot of struggle that goes on. So managed to should be easy here. Everyone struggles with languages.
I managed to solve the problem with the online teacher.
There you go. I agree. When I first came to Portugal, there was not very much material to learn Portuguese. There was a lot of material for Brazilian Portuguese, but there wasn't a lot of material for continental Portuguese, for European Portuguese. But with online lessons or with online teaching, that problem is kind of solved in a way, because you don't really need to rely on books so much. I'm trying to get my screen working, but my screen share has just died. I don't know. Hold on a second if you can see me. See if I get my camera working. Well, I don't know if my camera's working. I think it's not.
Camera doesn't work.
There we go. It's a little slow, but it's working. So, everyone, I think you've got the basic hang of using ability in the past, present, and future. Here's what I want to do. I want to give you a homework where you get to practice this on your own with a few simple exercises. So I'm going to send that to you after class. And what I have planned for tomorrow is a two-part class where we try to use that language and what we practiced before with presentations. We're going to try to put that together into one big class, well, actually two classes. In the first part, we're going to review the homework and we're going to read a case study about a problem and how it was solved in an innovative way. In the second part, we're going to imagine that we are the innovative people. We're the entrepreneurs who are coming up with a solution for a problem, and we're going to try to do a formal presentation, a short formal presentation where we present our own solutions. So do the homework so you can be more prepared. I can look back at the other classes if you like, and tomorrow we're going to try our own presentations. That's the plan for tomorrow. Cool?
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. See you tomorrow.
All right. Bye for now, everyone. See you soon.
For now.
Ciao.
Bye.
See you.
Ciao. Ora faccio più una lezione di inglese su pista.
Sì, bene, nell'aria condizionata. Io sto lavorando, quindi io ho contato in vacanza, io ho cucinato.
Allora, veramente io... Ma aspetta, mo me ne vado da qua.
No, state tempo che mi dica.
Aspetta, io mi stavo a capo che si faceva un corso di inglese su pista.
Io già deve lavorare tutto parato. Io già devi lavorare che portare in vacanza, che servire, che devo vedere. Ma mi sono tutto preparato di mani, vedi?
Capito?
Vedi? Sono tutto preparato di panni. Tutto il mondo ci porta di merda a culo. Ce lo dici lui? Poi.
Uffa!